So, lads, today we're going to be talking about Angel Reese and Flau Jae Johnson. So these are like the two players that really kind of set the tone for LSU. Like, I understand Alexis Morris and, I blanked on her name. Who was the shooter that came off the bench? The shooter that came off the bench and couldn't miss in that game. I can't even remember, but Flau Jae was the first really big recruit that came to LSU with Kim Mulkey, and Angel Reese was their first huge transfer. Like, we know there's a whole bunch of stuff with these two. We know there's a whole bunch of stuff with these two. Like, nobody knows about their relationship. Nobody knows. Like, people are talking too much about it. And look, I don't have an issue with either of these as people. I think that it's a weird one when people are trying to, like, there's nothing we have seen. There's nothing we've really seen about the two of them in terms of their relationship with each other that would make you have a negative opinion. And the only negative thing I will ever say about Angel Reese is her trying to push that the dolphin noises were in fact that other animal. That the dolphin noises were actually a crowd hurling slurs at her. Like, I don't like that, because there are so many people. There are so many people in that crowd, and it's painting 18,000 people, and there's a lot of kids there. But this is Flau Jae talking about their relationship. And at the end of the day, look, people, we live in the real world. There are people that aren't going to like each other. It doesn't mean that anyone's bad necessarily. Like, I don't know, I like to think of myself as a somewhat decent person, but there are a lot of people that really, really dislike me. And that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion at the end of the day. And the reality is like, two people's relationship with each other makes absolutely no difference to anyone. But we are talking about this because, unfortunately, this is a topic. This is a news topic, and you better believe this is going to get more views than talking about how Nafisa Collier is having this unbelievable season. And it's going to get more views than talking about how, I don't know. I'm trying to just think off the top of my head, like certain videos that haven't done well. Than talking about, I don't know, the Sky fleecing Liberty fleecing the Sky for Rebecca Gardner. So an example of something like that. But anyway, let's take a listen.
We're not friends, but I mean, like, that bond and that we had, and that thing that we did together, win the national championship, you can never take that away from us. And
that's a big one. Like, at the end of the day, you don't have to be friends. You don't have to be friends when you're on a team, when you're on a basketball court. And, like, I think there's 100% of respect anyway from Flau Jae towards Angel Reese. I don't even know if Angel spoke on it, but I know Flau Jae doesn't seem to have. It's nothing personal against her. Well, nothing publicly personal against her.
So sometimes, like, stuff happens, you wish it don't happen, but it do, and you just gotta grow. But I mean, like, I support her in everything she do. Like, she killing in the WNBA. I be on social media, you know what I'm saying, clowning the folks that be trying to talk down on her. Like, you know what I'm saying, I'm just proud of her.
And what you said, you guys aren't friends. Is that because of some of the things that we've seen before with the conversations with your people?
Yeah, it was a lot of media. It was a lot of locker room stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying, stuff that go on behind the scenes. But
so yeah, that is a really interesting one. It was a lot of locker room stuff, media stuff that went on behind the scenes, and it is an interesting one. And we cannot forget the whole Angel Reese is a 1.7 GPA rumor that was started by Flau Jae's mother. Like, we cannot forget that. And again, look, that makes absolutely no difference. That makes absolutely no difference, like, to their relationship. And that's not a knock on either of them, even though people try to make it out that it is. And to be completely honest, if I was Angel Reese, I'd be pissed off at that too. Basically saying she should be academically ineligible to play. Like, I'd be pissed off about that too if somebody was making up rumors like that. About me. But yeah, it could. It's life. It's life at the end of the day. Stuff happens and people like each other, people don't like each other. I don't think it's any deeper than that, it doesn't seem. Like, people are friends, people aren't friends. Like, I don't I don't think it's any deeper than that, and I don't know. And I know people are going to make it deeper than that, which is why I'm making this video. Like, people are really going to like make it something 100 times deeper. But at the end of the day, like, it doesn't make it any difference for any of us. It doesn't make a difference for any of us, lads, because we are just watching them play basketball. Like Angel Reese, look, I don't think Angel Reese has been good in her second year. I mean this when I say this. I think she's been the 45th is being generous, best player in the W. I think he is one of the she's been one of the worst starting power forwards in the W. Like, I think she's her over Olivia Nelson-Adota, and I don't even think she'd start for the Valkyries right now. But like, that doesn't mean anything personally. And I know we're going to see a lot of videos talking about speculating on this being like Angel being toxic in the locker room, but who knows what it is? Who knows what it is? It could literally have been a case where the two of them just took their mother's sides. They took their own mother's sides. Like, it could genuinely, that could be the case. They both legitimately could have just taken their own mother's sides in an argument and not back down. Like, it could be as simple as that. It could genuinely be as simple as that. So, look, at the end of the day, none of us know. But it is something that is always going to be relevant in terms of news, because this is a future superstar in Flau Jae Johnson, whether it be on the floor or off the floor, just a pop culture superstar. It is a player in Angel Reese who's an A-list celebrity who, even if the WNBA, even if she's not going to flame out in her WNBA career. Like, let's be real. She's going to be, I said this coming into the years, like, this year is where we'll see if Angel Reese will be perennial all-star. Well, whether she'll make the step up to all WNBA and be a perennial all-star, or she'll just be on any given year she could be an all-star. It's looking like she's on any given year she could be an all-star category, which is not a bad category for a player. And like, you're not going to flame out of the WNBA being in that category, let's be real. But these are two of the relevant players, and obviously playing the same college team and not having the greatest relationship with each other is going to always be newsworthy. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, this is not a big deal. This is not a big deal by any means. And I do think that a lot of people are going to make it a much bigger deal than it is. And you know what? For the if Flau Jae is understating it, it might end up being a bigger deal, especially if the Sky end up with that Connecticut pick at like 3-4, when a player they really need is a Flau Jae Johnson, and maybe they don't take her. Maybe they don't take her if that's bad, but I don't foresee that happening, to be honest. I don't think the relationship's that bad, to be honest. And like, players are allowed not to be friends. Let's be real. We've all played on sports teams. Like, you are allowed not to be friends with all of your teammates. But anyway, yeah, that's the video. I'll see you guys.